Good morning, everybody. We are back with more Sekiro AP1 Hitless attempts, as usual. And, as is becoming the theme, the stream, some Beethoven symphonies, starting from the beginning today. Symphony number 1. Probably a slightly shorter stream today because I want to try my hand and indeed my body at climbing again, following being ill. And yeah, it's better to go in the morning when it's cooler and there are fewer people and stuff, so. Beethoven, good morning. And I hope everyone out there is well. Having a good week. What are we on? Thursday morning. I had another very productive day yesterday. Sorted out my spare bedroom. Had a lot of boxes of stuff in it that needed going through. The last room to be sort of fully unpacked following moving in. And moved the little sofa from the lounge up into it, and now I have a sunset lounge, although it needs a table. It definitely needs a table. So it was pretty nice after dinner last night to spend the end of the day in there listening to Beethoven, of course, and did a bit of reading. Got my ass used to that sofa in that space, you know. There wasn't much of a sunset, but, you know, I watched the sun go down. It was lighter in that room than it is in the lounge, which gets pretty dark quite early. It gets morning sun. But that's all. Okay, I was thinking about the music volume, and then I pressed circle. Let's go again. There is nothing to do but go again. Yeah, pressing circle on Tutorial Genie is a big killer for the start of a run, not gonna lie. If you're not fully focused on where you are and what you're doing, you just see the thrust glint and press circle, and you're like, oh yeah, can't do that yet. So yeah, after stream yesterday, I didn't come back on my PC at all. Spending more and more time away from the screens, which is good. If you count the Kindle as a screen, but it's not really, is it? It's an e-paper book device thing. E-paper. Okay, I used to be able to just press X and press yes straight away, but now I can't do that. Now it keeps cancelling the dialogue, and I don't know what I'm doing different. Maybe I just haven't had enough coffee yet. Yeah, I need to do some more research, i.e. YouTube video watching. And I guess that's what the Sunset Lounge sort of is for, because I need, when I get a table in there, I can then start utilizing my laptop again. I'm thinking have a laptop in there on the table. And then it's at least a way to watch some YouTube videos in the Sunset Lounge without having to be in the office with the big screens. The dark, but by then dark office. Because this side of the house is dark after the morning. I mean, that's the idea. It also got me reacquainted with my good guitar. My nice guitar. And that's going to be in the Sunset Lounge. And the less nice guitar is going to be out in the lounge. Can't wait to get a piano in there. The piano, I should say. Can't wait to get the piano in there. And it really will be the inspiring music room, you know? No screens, but instruments, music, and some nice seating. And a fingerboard / pull-up bar thing. A Beastmaker 1000 above the doorway, so you can work out and play music. Whatever your heart desires. As long as it's not screen related. So we get a piano in there, a coffee table in there, and a couple of beanbags, and that room is going to be finished. That's the plan. Oh, some lamps as well. Maybe a wall lamp above the seating area. I think that could be nice. Taken me 40 years to start really appreciating actually making your house and your living place beautiful, like decorating it and organizing it and making it inspiring and, you know, a place that a nice place to be, you know, the feng shui, the vibe, whatever. Because before, for the first 4 years of my life, I was like, decorations, who needs that? You know, like, you just need a screen, right? You just need your computer. All the decorations and knickknacks and things around you are so superfluous to requirements, surely. I'm still a minimalist when it comes to knickknacks, you know, stuff like that, ornaments and things, but instruments, you know, are like ornamental but have a purpose. So instruments are great. Inspire creativity. Ooh, you little cheeky monster. Give me a backstab. I thought he was going to go down one hit earlier, so I was surprised to see him try to grab. Meh. Style points, nice. Jumped too early. And we are running. Cough is pretty much gone following the flu, which is kind of nice. A little bit of mucus now, I suppose, starting to be coughed up a little bit. I want to figure out how Mitch... I saw Mitch do that little shimmy across the canyon thing, just there. But he like somehow glitched to the end of it quicker. He was like just over halfway, and then suddenly he was running like he'd got to the end. And I was like, what did he do there? I think there might be a trick, another trick to learn for that bit. What a... Whoppa! He said the thing. He did the whoopa. Bonus speed kill. We had the higher ground. We got the headshots. Nice. Sorry, horsey. I'm sorry, horsey. Be free, horsey. Be free. Down. Hi, Shin. Oh. Oh, you know who I am. Oh. Isha. Oh shit, I need to charge my phone, true. But there's messaging. It's alive. Charge. Charge forth into full battery.
No.
I wonder if the resident AI will come back into the channel today. And indeed, its boyfriend, Mr. Tensor 1. We really hit it off the other day. Crunchy tried to steal it from him, but yesterday, but failed. It abandoned Crunchy pretty quickly. Unlucky Crunchy. That was a bad position. It was a bad whiff. There we go. Bit of a weird bull, but we'll take it. It's a hitless bull, and that's what matters. After all. I have balloons for you, my dear. Ah, yes. There you go. Thanks for the candy. No one saw the wall hook. That didn't happen. Alright, Genie, what you got?
参る。
忍びよ再びまみえようとはな。まだだ。ニコの忍び。
Bang, there he goes. Nice. First run of the day, and we get past, well, first run of the day we lost the tutorial Genie, but first real run of the day and we get past Genie. Nice. That's good. Let's go. Now we're on a run. Flappy sword to celebrate. Because there's nothing better than a flappy sword celebration. Or something. Ishin, you say? Ishin. Oh man. Alright, onwards. Hopefully I won't mess up on Roberto like I did yesterday when I got to this stage. Oh, I'm looking forward to Miss Chalice playing through Sekiro. Although, maybe I should get on with my casual playthrough Sekiro just because she's going to explore the whole game probably and spoil a lot of stuff for me because I still don't know the game very well. Well, apart from this run. But I'm not really bothered about that. Yeah, I'm still feeling a bit sketchy about that running section now. It's different. It's different if you don't pick up the sugar. Also, other people like Mitch just run to the left and run round, so maybe I should do that instead of jumping up on that cliff bit. I don't know. I've never really tinkered with that running section. Other than stopping to pick up the sugar. Other than stopping picking up the sugar because I realise I don't need it. I just need the one from in here. In the temple. I don't use the other two anyway. This one here. All we need for Armored Warrior, and then we get the yak semi-ruto sugar, whatever it's called, I don't know. The better sugar. Better sugar that half kills you or something. Alright, let's try not to mess this up today. No, but did it far too early. I thought he was, yeah. I was spamming R1 when I shouldn't have. I could have saved it, but then I was already like, oh, I've just messed up, and then just, alright, let's go again. That's so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got him easy, and then, oh, I did the display too early. Oh, I didn't save it like I could have because I was already annoyed. Not annoyed. Already admitted defeat. Could have saved that. Yeah, it's definitely, it cuts different when you're on a real run like those later bosses. You just act differently. And I guess that's why I just need to do runs rather than save states now, because If I'm going to keep on with this project, what I need is more experience getting deep into runs and then managing the nerves or the stress or the different feeling that comes with being on a run and fighting those bosses, rather than just have it being on a practice session which makes you super relaxed and makes the bosses easy. You know, the difficulty comes from the pressure, right? And the advantage of this game doing that is that it is a short run. Made longer by failing jumps and stuff, but you know, generally it's a short run. Each bit is more difficult than other games, and you're always closer to getting hit than in the other games. Just by virtue of if you mistime anything, you're fucked. Whereas, you know, obviously deflecting and the dodging and this is tighter than any of the tighter and more common than say DS2, for example. Even without ADP, because of DS2 on SL1. The point is, with DS2 you can just outspace a lot of stuff. Mind you, I suppose on this as well you can. I am choosing riskier strats on the bosses as well. I have to recognise. There are much safer ways to run through Sekiro Hitless than what I do. For a start, you can just cheese Genie. So that you never get hit by it. You can script Armored Warrior better and stuff, like, you know, there are easier ways to... There are ways to make the run easier than what I do, but I like doing what I do, so... This is my run. What did I just... Oh, I didn't... I looked away, thinking I'd pressed R1 for the death blow. Oh my goodness. One of those mornings. It's one of those mornings. Oh well, at least I got hit there. Not on the real Genie. Keck. At least no one's here, so no one saw this. No one's seeing this, it's all good. Nothing to be embarrassed about. No one's watching anyway. It is still sad that I can't save Beethoven's music to the VOD because there are copyright claims on 2 centuries old music, of course. Yeah. Of course. Why not? How dumb of me to think that 2 centuries old music wouldn't have any copyright claims on it. My bad. Anyway, so if anyone is watching on the VOD, sorry, but if you want Beethoven in the background while I'm playing, you need to watch it live. Actually, that's not true. Search for Beethoven symphonies FLAC, lossless. Find one that's in French from like an orchestra in the 70s or 80s or something. download the FLACs, play them in the background, and you've got it. That's what I've been, start with Beethoven Symphony No. 1 at the beginning of the stream, and there it is. You can do it yourself.
足の源一郎参る。
Well, there's a different rendition and obviously not quite as good quality version on YouTube from Halidon Music, I think it is, of all the Beethoven symphonies in one sort of video. That's an option too. That was the first one I listened to when I was getting better from flu. That's what got me into it. See, this FLAC lossless version is better quality, but there are still some moments of, noise in the background from rustles in the audience or whatever from the recording, but it's generally very, very good. I get to discuss my idea with my parents today when they come around and bring some furniture. That'll be exciting. See if they can poke any holes in it. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Just the joy of being creative that came with having that idea, though, was quite overwhelming. Like a self-affirming, oh, I can be creative through thought, through ideas. I don't have to be, a great artist or a great musician, or creativity can come in any form, right? Fair enough, dude. Yeah, fair enough. That's the first time that's happened. I didn't get the angle right at all. That's what you get for free aiming and careless free aiming. I am okay. I am actually I'm gonna go from Roberto to the end. I still want to practice. Well, not practice. I still want to go through the latter part of the run. It's probably what I should have done initially, which is what the game's telling, or what recent events have been pointing towards. Like, get back on the run that you were on, fix Roberto, and go from there to the end. See if you can get that hit list.
我が息子のためその刀置いてゆけできぬ愚かなり
Notice. That's what I had to do first time. But this is what I mean. It's different when you're not on a run. It's easy when you're not on a run. The mentality is, the feeling is so different. There's no pressure. Okay. There we go. Yeah, because we learnt a lot last time doing this. There was a snake hit that I learnt. Ishin behavior as well, I think. Can't remember what else happened, but the snake hit. It's important. Since no one's here, let's turn the music up a little bit.
銭がたま
この敷地かすか牙の
まだ埃がひどい。
Okay, I'm going to try without getting the spirit emblems. Pretty sure I don't need them. Just a more direct route through. Assuming it's safe, of course, which I don't know, but it seemed alright. Hey, Elite, how are you? Sorry I disappeared after your last appearance and all your good efforts with stream elements and such, but I got flu. Don't know if you noticed. Literally after that stream, I was gonna go for breakfast. I went to the went to my bedroom, sat down on the bed, started shivering uncontrollably, and thought, "Oh shit, I need to lie down." And then didn't get out of bed for a week, basically. Pretty rough stuff. Trying to wake up. It's all good. Glad you're on a mend. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, I'm good now. I'm actually gonna try climbing this morning. First time since getting ill. See where my strength is at. Probably not very. Well, that was close. Probably not very. Probably not there at all, but doesn't matter. I'll just try and see how I go. I'm paying for a membership. Damn it! I want to at least try. Oh my goodness. Almost got shot twice there. I still didn't get hit. Yeah, and since getting ill, I've now become very enamored with Beethoven's symphonies, so you'll hear a lot of that on the stream now. At least for the time being. How are you? What's going on with you for the past couple of weeks? Since my disappearance. My untimely disappearance. That was a well-behaved centipede. Finally back at work and actually streamed last night. Oh, did you? That's cool. Yeah, apart from streaming, since I got better, I have barely not been on my PC at all, really. And that's a lie. I did play a bit of Lies of P one day, but generally I haven't been on my PC at all. I've been decorating my house and sort of sorting it out and making my lounge beautiful, and yesterday I was making my spare room more beautiful. Put a little sofa in there. That's now the Sunset Lounge. It sounds more fancy than it is. It's a tiny little box room, but it gets sun in the evening, so there's a little place to sit in there. But yeah, decorating the lounge has gone huge. It's really an inspiring room now with instruments and music and no screens and nice pictures on the wall and nice colours and what's your work? I don't think you've talked about that before. And also, how was the stream? Or did you talk about work? I can't remember. Apologies if you did and I've forgotten. I can blame the flute. No replies, started 5 days later. Just park care in a theme park? Oh, that sounds fun. You know, as far as jobs go. Nice, are you enjoying it? What, are you like trimming bushes and stuff? Or picking up litter? Or what's the deal? Telling kids off for running into flower beds. Yeah, sure. Right? So what theme park would that be? I don't even know. I don't even know the theme park. I know Alton Towers. I've forgotten most of the other ones. I think the last thing I read about theme parks was one was shutting down because of lack of interest. So I just thought theme parks in general might be struggling, you know, with the economy and with everyone just on social media and gaming these days instead of in the real world. But, you know, maybe yours is thriving. Litter picking, toilets, emptying bins, cleaning places where they do sleepovers. They do sleepovers at theme parks. That's cool, I didn't know that. Yeah, sounds like, relatively simple but nice work, right? Are you enjoying it? I guess that's new, right? You applied, started 5 days later, so I guess you were, a few shifts in or something? This one does in Splash Zone and Blast Zone. What the fuck? We did one training shift so far. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Well, new jobs in general are just fun by virtue of being new, right? Because you're learning and doesn't really matter what it is. It's a new experience, novelty value. And no screens, and you're outside and stuff, so that's great, actually, you know. It's always going to beat sitting in an office playing with numbers on a screen or some shit like that, in my opinion. Phones have to stay in lockers, yeah. That makes sense. Good escape from all the screens of the world. That's why I've been enjoying sorting my house out recently instead of doing usual sort of habits of just, I don't know, watching Twitch or playing games or, you know, just sitting around on the PC all day. I've been branching out into the real world, starting with my house. And I was talking about that at the beginning of the stream. It's nice to really appreciate making the place that you're in beautiful and inspiring. And it's the first time in 40 years of my life that I've started appreciating the value of that. Because before I would just be like, I don't care about decorations, just as long as I have my laptop or my TV on my computer screen. Who cares what the walls look like, you know? For multiple reasons. One is distractions, second is safeguarding with kids being on the park. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess you've got to be always looking out for stuff as well. Is that part of your job, is to make sure everyone's safe and stuff? Everyone's job, yeah, that makes sense. I have mortal draw, right? Yeah. I just lost some health. Not to worry. All damage is allowed. When's your next shift? And how did you enjoy your first training shift? Tomorrow, cool. So you're looking forward to it? It went so fast. Yeah, training things do. This is what I like about novelty, like, as well, with new jobs and stuff. The time flies, you're absorbing information. And you're like, it's tiring. I remember it being, you know, it's tiring, right? It's draining. But the days just fly by and you're like, oh my god, it's finished already. Park is open tomorrow, so I've got guests to contend with. Yeah, nice. All part of the training. All part of the deal. Alright, Mr. Sweepy. Nice. I mean, kind of not the best RNG, but we got it. And where's the nearest toilet when they're all well signposted? Yeah, I guess that's the main question people will ask. Yo, where's the shitter? Hopefully not like that. Although probably some people will ask it like that. Yo, where's the shitter? So can you see yourself doing that for a while then, or is it just for now? And you don't really care about it, sort of thing?
御意はいある
参る
Hoping to start on Parker and transfer to the graphics team when there's an opening there. Okay, graphics team. What do they do? Like adverts, posters? What does that mean? Surely the graphics are crystal clear at a theme park because it's real life, right? Yeah, posters, anything creative on paper design, some stuff building. Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds fun. So maybe some like graphic design of potential rides and stuff. That'd be fun. Yeah, well, that's a good way into the company then, right? Start with park care, whatever you can get in, foot in the door, and then that sounds good, yeah.
再び修羅をなろうとはな。
Hope that all goes well for you. Exciting new adventure. Forgot to do the second little draw, but we're okay. And he's dead. Nice. GG. Do a lot of graphic stuff now, only Twitch stuff like scenes and emotes. I've done posters for some people when they needed them. Okay, yeah, cool. So you got some experience. That'll help. GG, old man. No memes today. Flappy Sword celebration. Yeah, that's sweet. It's nice for me too because look, I'll turn the music down slightly while I'm talking. So by virtue of I'll be quiet now. By virtue of making my house nice and inspiring creatively, which was the whole point, having a creatively inspiring lounge, I've just noticed myself become more creative since creating that space for it. Started having ideas about what I could potentially do by running a business or an organization, to like practical possibilities for making the world a better place in the way that I want to, but without it being just abstract, like, oh, we should do this, and then not having any practical plan for it, or not having anything that people can join and actually sort of, you know, not having anything tangible to go with it. So I've started having ideas in that creative space, which has been really nice. So that's my, like, I was talking about creativity earlier before you came in, just by myself. I was saying that's really nice to have that creative flow where I feel like, finally I can be creative in a way that might, you know, benefit the world. Because I've never really felt creative in terms of art or music or things like that. music I can learn, I can play, I can do, I can, you know, play instruments and stuff. But the creative side, like creating a song or writing a song, or, you know, like, that's never really flowed. But how my creativity does flow, I find, is through ideas, through thinking, through philosophy, you could say. And I noticed, you know, having ideas, having good ideas, things flowing in my mind, which is where my creativity is. You know, I've never been a drawer and things like that. It sounds like you're a drawer. Yeah, I've been drawing since you could hold pencils. Yeah, that's sweet. Can learn art just takes practice, like learning an instrument. Yeah, maybe it's just because it's not come naturally to me. Like, I've never really felt naturally motivated. Like, I can draw, right? But what I tend to do is I'll copy another thing rather than come up with my own picture, if you see what I mean. It's like music. I can play musical instruments, but what I do is I tend to hear a nice song and then think, oh, I want to play that, and then I'll learn it and practice it. Which isn't really creativity in my mind, it's imitation, right? It's mimicry. But where I can be creative, I find, is my ideas, you know, thinking about ideas, playing with ideas in my mind, thinking through thought, philosophizing. That's where I feel like my creativity comes into play. Because I tend to have ideas that maybe other people have had, but maybe just not tried to flesh out or not tried to create anything from, you know. And that's starting to flow now since I've made my house more creatively inspiring, which is really sweet. So I'm excited to see where that goes for me. Especially since for the longest time in my life I've been looking for that, like a way to contribute to society in the way that works for me. Because I haven't found a job or a profession or any sort of direction in society that's already there that works for me, so I have to create my own, you know, which is kind of a big undertaking, a daunting undertaking, and it's left me very lonely and very depressed. But now I'm up for the challenge, sort of thing. Yeah, same, you did it in front of you because you draw from memory, it's creative, put multiple pictures together, decide where to put them, and then multiple become one singular image. That's interesting, yeah, so mixing some material that's already there to then create something new from it. Yeah, I like that. I guess if I do that in music, it's because I've learnt songs, right? I've learnt chords, and then sort of by mixing what I've learnt together, I can come up with a quotes new song, even if it sounds similar to something else. So I guess maybe I have been creative with music in that way. Hi, Miss Timer, how's it going? Nice to see you. You are Elite's friend, if memory serves. How are you? Welcome back. We are talking about creativity. With the very apt backdrop of Beethoven. Yeah, she's stuck with me. Sun's coming out. Give me a curtain. There it is. Woke up this morning, looked outside, and I was kind of shocked to see it was wet. With all the dry weather we've been having recently. I was like, okay, now it looks like England. You'd also probably never be able to do it 100% the same. Yeah, true. That's a good point, actually. So even in mimicry, there is creativity, because you'll always put some sort of personal slant on the reproduction naturally. Yeah, that's a good point. And I guess when I'm thinking about gaming, that's where creativity in gaming can come from. Like learning this run, for example, I learnt it from Dino Singar, another streamer, but since then I've definitely made it my own run with my own strategies and my own little quirks, you know. So yeah, in that way, even in mimicry there is creativity and everything. Good point. I like that. British weather returned for one night only. Maybe. No, apparently it's going to be back to proper British weather from this weekend onwards, right? Colder and wetter and more mixed. I was kind of gutted because I was like bedbound with flu and noticed, you know, we were having some quite nice sunny days, nice weather, and I was like, great, I'm stuck in bed. Not only am I stuck in bed, I have zero energy and everything hurts. And going to the toilet takes an hour and makes me wonder if I'll ever make it back. It was pretty rough. But for the first 2-3 days, it was like literally couldn't move. Sitting up in bed was a monumental effort, let alone getting out of bed trying to do anything. And I couldn't eat for 3 days. Couldn't eat anything for 3 days. That's how weak it made me. And all of that coming off the back of quite a hard climb, as you saw in that last stream when you were here. Oh, and that's what the shoulder ache was all about, I figured out in the end. Because flu affects your muscles, right? It gives you muscle pain. And I guess I was needing to recover from climbing relatively hard as well, so that just made the whole thing way worse. There were nights after the first few days of really bad not being able to move, nights of agony where I would wake up and just had the worst stabbing pain in my lat muscles and my shoulder and my back, and I couldn't. Every time I moved or breathed, it would make it worse. So I would end up sort of jumping out of bed and literally yelling, wondering if next doors would be disturbed because it was like 2 a.m. or whatever. Fucking horrible stuff. That muscle ended up proper like spasming, and it was just horrible. As long as it holds out for the weekend. Well, I think it's, well, here the weather's getting worse this weekend, but maybe where you are. We have all microclimates on this island, don't we? I think the school are out for, oh yeah, is it bank holidays this weekend? I don't even know. Always crappy weather during school holidays, yeah. Typical. Not that I care. My school days are well behind me. Let the kids suffer. See if I care. They can play in the rain. It's good for them, you know. Yeah, you're northwest, I'm northeast. Oh, come on, dude. Whatever. This job is busiest during holidays, yeah. Yeah, well, theme parks, you can get away with it in the rain, right? It's not like the rides are dry dependent, right? Here you look at the auto mod working. Beautiful. Upsells max. Yeah, there you go.
そこにおるあの忍び
Increase in retail revenue when it's raining. People A, spend more time in shops, and B, buy more max. Oh, one of them is dry dependent. It breaks down halfway around. Oh, really? What, when it's wet? What rides that and why? And I hope it breaks down in a safe manner. If anyone's on it. Or if it's raining, do you just close that ride or what? I assume it's not a log flume. They'll be fine in the wet, right? Anything with a splash. I never used to like those. I never liked getting wet. Tractors, I don't know, it's done it since 2007. When it's raining, they just stop halfway around the track. Fair enough. Well, 2007, I guess it's older technology. Maybe that's why.
足の源一郎参る
What do you mean by tractors? Like, not farm tractors, I guess. As the Apache Falls now, get better than that than Log Flume. Just a sit-in ride, okay. Been ages since I've been to a theme park. I think the last one was probably... Where's Oblivion? Is that Alton Towers? It's probably Alton Towers. I know that the Nemesis is my favourite ride. I went on that like 2 or 3 times just because it's so much fun. Gulliver's World? What, that's where Oblivion is? The one that just goes up and drops you, like straight down, face down, like a big drop, and that's it. Oh, that's where you work, it's in Origin, I see. Yeah, Gulliver's World, I've not heard of that one, not been there. There is one that just drops, yeah, there often is these days, right? I mean, Oblivion was pretty good, but it was like it was like an experience. You go on it, and then it's like, okay, there's no reason to go back on that. But Nemesis, I just wanted to keep going round and round and round and round. Because it's quite long. You go around twice, and it's just so much fun. Like you have all the twists and turns, the corkscrews, and the way you're hanging down, and I don't know, I just loved it. I think Nemesis is my favourite ride that I've ever been on. Just because it's so varied and long and it's cool, and you know, all the track is cool, and it's just It's a really nice, it's a fun experience. You get the thrills, but the views as well, and the length and the variability. And I just think it's really well designed. There's one where it does 360 spin, where the seats also spin. Yeah, just loads of spinning is just kind of nuts to me as well. Like, if it's just one thing, you know, a bit like Oblivion, where it's a drop, or that, where it's like a spin. I think that's why I much prefer rides like Nemesis, where it's like you get a bit of everything. And just the way you hang down as well, it's just such a journey. It's an adventure of a ride, you know, and it's thrilling the whole way in different ways. You been on Nemesis? You've been to Alton Towers? Do you know what I'm talking about? What did I do? Oh, I rested. I need to travel. It's called the Overdrive, if you want to have a look at it. Okay. Never been there. Yeah, I recommend Alton Towers just for Nemesis more than anything. Such a good ride. Mind you, I haven't been to loads of theme parks, so. Used to go to Flamingo Land quite a lot, because that's obviously in my neck of the woods. You got the zoo there as well. Not that I'm a big fan of zoos in general, because, you know, animals and weird. Flamingo Land had the famous, well, the corkscrew it was called. With, you guessed it, a corkscrew, which is pretty cool as far as roller coasters go, but it was kind of like just for the corkscrew. Whereas Nemesis is like just the whole ride is fun, like all of it's fun, and it's long, and it goes around twice. And you're hanging down as well. You're not like in a train, you're like hanging from the track, so you're like flying through the air. Well, I think Alton Towers has one called Air now, which is kind of similar, but I'm not sure I've been on that. I think that might have come out after I went. It's been a long time anyway. I think I went to Chessington World of Adventures, if that's a thing, once as well, but I can't really remember what was there, so I guess it wasn't that impactful on my memory. Probably just kind of bog standard rides or something, I don't know. What about you, Miss Timer, if you're still there in the background? Have you been to Alton Towers? Any interest in theme parks? Don't really go theme parks, only go Gulliver's with your sister, yeah. Like I say, I haven't been. Theme parks have been very, very, very rare occurrences in my life. Probably been to a theme park maybe 5 or 6 times in my life, something like that. If I had to guess. Wappa! She's a master lurker, fair enough. I just thought I'd try to engage with her if she was around. Oh, are you kidding me, dude? Yeah, I messed up. I was supposed to hit that 4 times. But honestly, I didn't think I'd mistimed that parry. I'm just gonna have a little bit of Rocket League, I think. I'm a bit tired of Sekiro in it. A little bit of Rocket League before I finish and go climbing. Bit of a change of scene. Whack up my monitor to 180 Hz, please. Thank you. Thank you. Load it and change the category. Did you hear Master Logo? I have been summoned. You have been summoned, yeah. I was asking if you have been to Alton Towers, if you're into theme parks at all. Because I was sharing my experience of Nemesis and loving Nemesis, and Elite doesn't know what I'm talking about. Is anyone else, any other Nemesis fans out there? Don't do theme parks, yeah. Well, I don't either, really. I mean, like I was saying, been to theme parks maybe 5-6 times in my life, something like that. Let's hit the field. Oh yeah, I have slightly different settings thanks to Mr. Tensel Wong who came in the other day, so let's see how we get on. God. That boost. Yeah, I shouldn't have left the ball. Right. Not all I had. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, well, so that's the theme park conversation over then. You can go back to lurking. How are you? What do you do? Tell me about yourself if you want to. That's a beautiful pass. Glad he was there for it. Target. Yeah, that's not really the hit I wanted. Oh! Dion? Go on, dude. Mobile nurse, so do home visits for those who need some home care. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Meaningful work. Love to hear that. You enjoy that? I mean, I guess you do, otherwise you wouldn't do it. Well, mind you, some people are stuck in work for the money, right? So, can't really say that either. Wow. Could have got a better shot on there. Why didn't he go for the ball? Interesting. Nice shot. Good pass. Yeah, how are you finding that line of work? Pays well enough? You have the support you need? Is it challenging? How would you improve it? Or is it just great and you love it and it's all good? I ask because my aim in life is to make the world a better place, so it's good to know like about every industry really and what the pitfalls are and where improvements can be made in any way. Yeah, I never really had the line for that. Yeah, I dived too early for that, but he's on. Yeah, I get to meet people every day and the freedom to eat in a field when it's nice. Lovely. Yeah, that's always huge. I remember when I worked in an office, I made the point of going out into a field when it was nice weather for lunch whenever I could. Could be good for teammate. No, it's not really that. RNG Afraid. I like his name. There goes one. What a pass. Couldn't go out and get on in time, but it was close. Could be free for him. And I got it. Oh, it's great to hear that you're enjoying that. I have seen a lot when I looked for work. Whenever I've looked for work, I've seen a lot of like care work adverts for care workers. I really respect people that do it, and I think it's, you know, very great, meaningful work, etc. But for me personally, I can't really see myself doing that. I feel like I need to go in a different direction. More organizational, more kind of higher level, running a business sort of thing, which is what I'm thinking about more now. But running an organization to change the world, not for profit or anything. So that's what I'm working on currently, ideas like that. Yeah, that's a good pass. I probably could have got on that if I was in a better position. He needed to go for the ball there, but wasn't really doing anything. Oh my goodness. I had it, but he blocked me from the ball. Nice finish. That's lovely. Teammate doesn't cheat either. Nice. Go on, teammate. Ooh, good try. Nice. Take that. Good pass. Bad. That's for that one. And shouldn't have died for that one. Teammates on his own. It's done well. That was a good play. Couldn't really do anything there, 2v1. But I put us in that position. Okay. Straight in. No worries, mate. Yeah, sure, we've got loads of time left. So, just trying to do it himself, fair enough. No. That could have been a goal. The boost. He's just trying to do it all himself now, which isn't the play. But, you know, he did vote to concede, so I guess he just doesn't care. Sure. It's just air dribbling everywhere. Alright. This is what you get when you play with other people that are tilting. Bad vibes, but don't let them get you down. Because next game you might have good vibes as long as you stay positive. But yeah, pretty. I'm gonna have a shorter stream today anyway because I want to try climbing, and it's better to go earlier. Yeah, how was your stream, Elite, by the way? What are you streaming at the moment? What are you playing? Fortunate. Streaming Luma Island, Temple Runs. Is that game you and Dankus were playing? Like with like collecting materials and stuff? I couldn't really tell what it was. I did see a bit of it though, if it is that game. That was it, yeah, okay. Too early. Sometimes you gotta go for the pre-jump in case he gets a good touch. Oh, you don't have to, but he's not going for the ball. He's not going for that ball either. He went underneath me. Did I land on him? I did, but teammate didn't go for it, sadly. Oh dear. Do you stream anything else? Anything regular? Or is it just whatever you feel like? Or is that your regular game? Kind of interesting to ask, because obviously I have started with, you know, the challenge running DS2, SL1, and now Sekiro. Branched out into a bit of Rocket League on occasion as well. Stream anything, whatever you fancy playing, yeah. Have you got a few games on the go? Or is it just that at the moment? Ah, that's a bad shot. Opalia, yeah, I saw that. That looked nice actually. I think I tried it very briefly, but didn't play it much. Our World I saw a little bit of on other streams, I think, but Fortnite COD, okay. Never played Fortnite. Call of Duty I played like the first one that came out, but didn't really play any of the franchise after that. What was it? Call of Duty Modern Warfare, right? The first Modern Warfare. I think it was on Xbox 360. I enjoyed that. Enjoyed the campaign. I never really played multiplayer though. Alright, one more, then I need to go get some food and go climbing. I'm not really playing very good Rocket League today. Not that I do often, but getting hungry. Ah, that's a bad shot. Should have been a goal. Cleaned it up. Thick Boy Christo. Interesting name. Okay. Wow. Oh, edge. I could have definitely got a shot on there if I'd read the direction properly. Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing any of this, like, flapping at the ball and stuff. Hey Wong, how's it going, dude? Where's your girlfriend? Where's your it friend? Yeah, you just caught me at the end of the stream. I just thought I'd play a bit of Rocket League before finishing. I need to go get breakfast and climb. So not really on the grind, just a little bonus Rocket League after most of the stream, which was Sekiro. And now I'm just playing terrible Rocket League. She left you, yeah. Were you here yesterday when Crunchy had a go? And I was like, Crunchy's trying to steal Wong's girlfriend here. No, it was a terrible shot. Should have been on target. You don't think so? Because Crunchy said, oh, Wong's lurking in the background. Maybe he was joking. I thought he'd seen you in the community list or whatever. That was a nice little flick over, mate. Did well with 0 boost. That's good power. He could have saved that though. You weren't there? Okay. How are you anyway, man? I'm still on your settings, by the way. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, thanks. Had a great idea day before yesterday. Been sort of fleshing it out in my mind. So maybe I'll get some organisational work going. Something productive in the world to be proud of. How are they now? The ideas? Still going strong. But I'm just letting them mull over. Talk about them on stream a bit. Like I was with Crunchy yesterday, that was good. Let them settle for a bit. My parents are coming around later today to bring some furniture for me. So I'll probably voice my ideas to them, see if they can poke any holes in them, that sort of stuff. But basically, I'm great because making my house more creatively inspiring has apparently been fruitful already, and that it's promoting some creative ideas. I sort of have to credit weed a little bit as well, because I did get high when the idea came to me, but it was also the environment and the music and the fact that I spent it in that environment instead of on a screen watching something or playing something and escaping reality, you know. He's not. Yeah, I talked about it a lot on stream yesterday. I'm not going to go over it now because I need to end soon, but if you wanted to watch the VOD from yesterday, it's all there. Me and I was talking about it with Crunchy, fleshing it out a bit. If you are interested in hearing what it is. I do notice as well when I switch to Rocket League, I definitely chat less, but I guess I'm having to use more brain power to play the game, right? It's not like Sekiro where I can just sort of chill. Not that Sekiro doesn't require brain power. Especially while challenge running it, but it's more like I've done it so many times, and whereas Rocket League is like, you know, completely variable. You're having to adapt and react to everything all the time, completely, like 100%. So it needs that focus to even have a chance of sort of working in some way. Do I know the timestamp? Sadly not. No, I guess this is where I need to cut up my VODs and make separate YouTube videos of them. And I probably should do it on stuff like that. But at the same time, because I did the video of me on camera talking, that rather than me cutting up VODs and making podcasts out of that, I think that kind of led me down the thought of, okay, when I want to talk about ideas, I will do it in that format for that purpose without a game in the background. I'll just be on camera talking about it. So maybe I'll do another podcast for the Clapfish Unleashed series, which sort of came out of nowhere just before I got ill with flu. And talk about that idea. But like I say, it is there. It's sort of throughout the... if you check the VOD and just sort of flick through it, you'll find bits of conversation where I'm just sort of stood still on Sekiro and nothing's happening on screen. That'll be where I'm talking more with Crunchy in a focused way about the idea. So that's the way to find it. It's just sort of flick through, find some static screen like this, for example, just the car on the menu or something. It should be easy enough to find. But it's kind of throughout. Maybe just not in the middle. Maybe it's sort of the first third and the last third of the video, something like that. I think in the middle I kind of focused on the game a bit more. But yeah, something like that. But yeah, if you're interested. And the whole point is welcoming, you know, I thought to myself after having this idea, what I can do on stream as sort of a productive way to keep that productivity and creativity going is use the stream and people I meet on the stream, like you guys, to, like a sounding board, to flesh out the ideas and welcome any feedback, and indeed actively invite any feedback. Because it's about creating the idea to create an organization that everyone's invited to that will change the world, which sounds grandiose, and I suppose it is, but the point is the idea I had recently was a starting point for an organization, actually a bit more tangible, practical kind of idea that might actually lead somewhere, that people could actually subscribe to and say, actually, yes, count me in, I'll do that, we'll see where it goes. And then obviously from there it could grow, and if it grows, then the sky's the limit, sort of thing. And it's got very cool aspects, like creating your own job, you know? Everyone's invited to the organization. Literally every human being on the planet. And to join, all you need to do is come up with a proposal for what you want to do, for what you want to, how you want to contribute to it, make it better, make the world a better place, whatever it is. What you want to do, where your skills are, and come up with your own sort of job title or whatever it is. Or even if it's just, I want to help with this and you need help with that, you know. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that creative, but the point is then if the proposal is accepted by the organization democratically, then you're invited to join, and as a reward you get an expense account, so you never have to worry about money anymore. You don't get a salary. You're not chasing money. You're not chasing a higher salary all the time. You are getting an expense account, so you have financial freedom. You can buy what you need to live. You can buy what you need to do the work. The only caveat is that expense account is transparent to everyone in the organization, so everyone can see what you're spending money on, and that way there's natural accountability and transparency, so that if anyone tries to cheat the system or take things for themselves and it affects everyone else, everyone knows it straight away. So it's just a natural sort of deterrent for bad behavior, basically. Anyway, that's the gist of it. And it starts with an orchestra. Exciting, right? I said I didn't want to get into it, and now I'm getting into it, but that's a little gist for you. And yes, I talk about it more in yesterday's VOD, and I'm going to be fleshing that out for the coming days. And like I say, maybe I'll do a podcast on camera talking about it, like a monologue, like for an hour, like I did last time, a similar format sort of thing, or even if it's not an hour, just monologuing the idea like I've been doing just now, and like I was doing more on the stream yesterday, but then at least it's focused on that and it's not sort of part of a gaming VOD, streaming VOD. Where would that be? That'll be on YouTube. You have my YouTube, right? It's exclamation mark YT. Thanks, Elite, for that one. Getting stream elements involved. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that initial podcast, but you believe you. Yeah, I thought you'd been on the YouTube, but it'll be on the YouTube. The if and when I do the podcast of it, the focused podcast of it, it'll be on YouTube. But anyway, sorry to love you and leave you, but I'm going to have to... I wanted to have a bit of a shorter stream and try climbing this morning and see where my strength level's at post-illness, and just have a little climb, and then... So I'm going to have a little bit of food, do that, come back, have brunch, and then get on with the day. Which will be involving fleshing the ideas out with my parents when they come. I'm not sure when they're coming, but... And sorting out the house a little bit more. So yeah, it's exciting. It's just been really exciting to have that idea. And as per the title, it overwhelmed me with joy to make me cry, to the point of just the realization that maybe I can contribute to the world in a positive way. Maybe I can come up with an idea that might work, because it was the first idea that I had that actually transcended the abstract ideas of, well, the world will be a better place without the monetary system, you know. But then it's like, sure, but how do we get there? and this was the first time I just sat down, let the creative juices flowing. Shout out to the weed, because it definitely helped, but definitely shout out to the new environment, the newly decorated lounge, the inspiring music, thanks Beethoven, because that's where the idea formed. And I guess I knew it was a good one, or at least it felt great to have an idea, an actual tangible idea, even if it doesn't go anywhere, even if it doesn't work. At least it's given me a bit of faith in myself that I have some creative potential to actually make a difference with the rest of my life, you know what I mean? Which is what my new life, beginning with this year, starting with streaming, the whole journey that I'm now on is all about. As you may know from me blabbering on stream, or if you don't, you will hear it more and more as time passes. And yeah, it'll be interesting to actually reflect on the first podcast, where I'm talking about the ideas in a more abstract way, but then the second podcast, when it comes, will be more like, here's a tangible idea, you know, going in this direction, actually, that might actually create something. and not just be a nice abstract idea that has no practical implementation value. So yeah, exciting times. I'm excited to see where I go with it. And it's that sort of joy that comes with taking yourself by surprise when you put yourself on a path, rather than, you know, trying to force something, trying to make something happen. Instead, you put yourself on the right path, and then the details work themselves out and they surprise you as they crop up naturally. And part of that path is making my space beautiful, inspiring, creatively inspiring. And from that has very surprisingly come this idea that I never would have thought, you know, a few weeks ago, if you'd said, oh, you'd have an idea of starting with an orchestra, running an orchestra, I'd be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Only time will tell, indeed. But that's the joy of the journey. You can let the details work themselves out. You take the pressure away from forcing something, like I have to do something. Because if you try to force something, it never works out properly, or it never feels right. Whereas if you align yourself and focus on the alignment, the direction, then what happens can surprise you and fill you with joy, and the details work themselves out along the way. So that's the exciting thing about the new path. Shorts get a ton of views. Yeah, I did notice that. I did make some shorts of just the gaming, and I noticed sometimes I get like 1,000 views in 2 minutes, and then they just die. You know, they're very algorithmic dependent. But yeah, in terms of promoting stuff on YouTube and things like that, I'm less bothered about that right now. It's more about developing the ideas and getting used to putting some content online. So, you know, I'm not in it for the views. I'm not right now. Obviously, as and when the concrete plans start forming and I actually want to promote something and I've got something that I'm proud of and that no one can seemingly poke holes in and everyone wants to be involved in, that's the sort of stage where it's like, okay, promote, you know. That's when I'll be thinking about promoting it. Because at the moment, I'd just be promoting myself and abstract ideas, you know, and it's like... And I'm not in it for the money, I'm not in it for the subscriptions, I'm not in it for the views. But I will be in it for the promotion of it to get to as many people as possible when that idea is formed, and when... Certainly, if and when I get an orchestra or people together, like an organization started, then it's like you've got something to point at, you've got something tangible to promote, you know. Then I'll be thinking about getting the shorts and the views and stuff. But honestly, hopefully by that point, I'll have people on board who are way better versed at social media and promoting things with shorts, and to like run the YouTube side of it, like as part of being involved in the organization, and I can then focus on what comes naturally to me, which is the higher level planning, the organization, the forming of it, you know, that work. Because I've got plenty to get on with the idea forming, and obviously if I start putting it into practice, I'll be writing emails left, right, and center, and writing articles, writing the content, forming the plan, and promoting that through direct contact with inviting people to join me, you know, and that's going to be enough work. Especially if it gets to the stage of, say, I get an orchestra together, then it's like, well, now I've got to arrange with landowners and councils and stuff where to put this show on, and then contact people that can you know help make that happen logistically and all of that stuff. You know, that's going to be enough work for me, rather than... And then hopefully at that point, if we get there, like I say, I'll have social media gurus who love the promotion and putting shorts up and video editing and all of that stuff that can, you know, put the show online, on YouTube, on stream, on Twitch, and they'll do a much better job than I ever could doing that stuff. So that's the I was going to say that's the hope and the dream, but that's the more tangible. Like, I can see that in the distance now. It's not like a faraway pipe dream. It's a potential that I can see in the distance now. Exactly. So it's about, you sure I could find them. So it's like, for me, really, it's the focus on the idea, fleshing it out, making a plan, making it practical so that everyone, or at least the maximum amount of people who look at it, can say, actually, this could work. I want to be involved, right? And then it's about inviting people, getting more and more people involved. Then we can actually start doing something, They might just even ask because I've seen that before. Yeah, exactly. So my job is the idea, the organization, creating it, shaping it, and advertising it initially to get people on board with it through emailing. When I came up with this idea on that evening, I made an email address straight away called NTL Orchestra, just at gmail.com, because I've called it the Nothing to Lose Orchestra, because it felt like the perfect name for it. Anything of that nature could work, but my point being, with the email address, I've at least got an email address now that I can email from, and then it'll be about writing probably the first step is composing an email that people aren't going to ignore, and that hopefully, succinctly gets the plan across and invites them at least to register their interest if they're interested. Like, this is what I want to do. Are you interested? If you have more questions, I'm happy to have like a video call or just a phone call or anything, so that I'm legit, and that you can get a feel for who I am, and maybe point them to a YouTube video or something, that sort of thing. That'll be the first step. Anything of that nature could work, I believe, but it's hard to say how big it would be. Yeah, well, the sky's the limit, like I say. With an organisation, the plan that I have for the organisation, the sky's the limit. It's scalable. It would be scalable. And any issues with scaling would be dealt with democratically together as part of the organisation, and they would be interesting challenges to face. But, I believe if humanity comes together in such an organisation, that there will be issues that can be easily surpassed. And you forget to check your email a lot. Yeah. Anyway, it'll be sort of tentative contact to people first, and then, maybe the idea flops. Maybe I can't get enough people involved. Maybe I can't get an organization going. Maybe I can't get an orchestra going, and I have to start from a different idea. But just by virtue of having the idea, it's felt great to have an idea that I can actually try, and that I have, hence the name, nothing to lose in trying. Because all I have to do is send emails to begin with, and then if I get interest, it can go from there, The more people I have on board, then it starts forming, then it can start going, then it can start becoming active, So step by step, exciting times. Let's see what's next. But for now, there's a little run through. I said I wasn't going to get into it, but there's a quarter of an hour, 20-minute run through. At least you've got something now, some idea of where it is. But like I said, I talked more about it in the VOD yesterday if you're interested, and I will probably podcast it at some point. And no doubt in future streams I'll be talking about it. It's just because I want to leave now and get food and try climbing and stuff. So before it gets too warm. So yeah, I'll be back in the morning. Probably talking more about it. Probably having Beethoven in the background. And hopefully I'll be back every day normally, because I'm not going to get ill again this year, am I? Surely not. been ill enough this year already. We'll see. I feel like it'd be a little bit luck with who you find. Yeah, sure, there'll be luck involved, but you know, all I can do is try, and I want to try for the rest of my life, and that's an exciting journey because you know 100% if you don't try that definitely nothing will happen. But if you do try, maybe something will. You know, it's infinitely more potential to try than not to try. And on that bombshell, I'm out of here. Much love to you guys. Nice to see you, Elite, and Miss Timer again. Thanks for hanging out. And you, Wong. Nice to see you at the end. Sorry it's been short and sweet. But I'll be back tomorrow, and the VOD is there if you want to look more into it. I will welcome any feedback on YouTube or anything, or obviously live on stream. The more feedback, the better. If you can poke any holes in it, the better. We can make the idea better together. And that's the whole point. Because it's not about me and my idea and defending it, it's about the idea and how well it can service humanity for all of us. So, much love to you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. Choose love, not fear. And I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.